with Mario Lopez.
What's up, y'all? I'm Mario Lopez. Joining me now on Zoom, Emmy-winning actor Mr. Leslie Jordan. Welcome to the show, Leslie. How are you?
I'm good, doing good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for taking the time. First off, you went viral on New Year's Eve with your Times Square hologram. Were you actually there or somewhere else entirely?
No, I was in Hollywood, Los Angeles, and I went to the CNN building up there on Sunset.
Sure.
And I stood on this little X, and they did the magic. And so we practiced, and on my eye, my eyes, I said, we're not going to fool anybody. It's not going to really look, but it did. It fooled you a tiny bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
You didn't know where I was.
You're slick, Leslie. You're slick. Well, the hits keep on coming. Congrats on the new sitcom, Call Me Kat. I've seen the billboards and the promos on TV, and my old friend Mayim Bialik. What's it all about?
Well, Mayim plays a single girl who's 38, and she has this mother who's kind of fancy, and she's just a fun girl. She doesn't want to be fancy, or her mother keeps telling her, you've got to get married. You need to be married. She said, Mom, I'm fine. So that's kind of the setup. It's this mother-daughter thing.
Got it.
And so she gets a dowry when her dad dies, and instead of saving it for her wedding, she buys a cat cafe because she's always loved cats. And I think we have one here in Los Angeles. It really is like a cafe where you come in and you have, tea and whatever, coffee. And then there's cats running everywhere you can adopt them.
Wow.
Now, logistically, I kept saying, well, don't they run out the door when the customers come in? But I don't know. I mean, I don't know the logistics of it all. On our set, they don't run anywhere. We've had about 25 cats. And
oh my gosh.
You can't really train a cat. I've noticed they will stay if you kind of bop them on the head to get their attention. Not hard. There's a lot of kind of like me,
You bop anyone in the head, they're going to pretty much stay where they are. And I think if you feed them too, that sounds like a nightmare to me. I'll tell you why, because I'm allergic to cats. So I would walk in there and explode. I can't. No guest appearances for me on Call Me Kat. That is very clever, though. And your character is Phil. What's your role on the show?
Well, I run the cat cafe. I'm the baker. I make the pastries for the cat cafe, but I'm just kind of there. You know how sitcoms start out with a premise, like who's this and who's that? Like, who were those Seinfeld people? You know what I mean? They're just there. Sure. So we have Kyla Pratt, who's kind of like a Disney darling. She's adorable. She's works with me. We have Cheyenne Jackson, who came from Broadway, got a big voice, and him and Mayim sing. I didn't know that. I knew he sang. I didn't know Mayim sang. She sings like big voice sings.
Wow, I didn't know that about Mayim either.
Yeah,
okay.
And so they sing a lot because it's there's two sets. When we leave the Cat Cafe, we go over to the Middle C, which is a piano bar, and Julian Gant is the bartender, who's hilarious. And anyway, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and apparently we got good ratings. I don't watch myself. I can't watch myself. I've never been able to.
You don't watch yourself. Well, that's great. Congrats on the ratings. Does Cheyenne play, does he own the coffee or the piano bar area?
No, he's just kind of there. He's the bartender. That's right.
Got it.
He's the bartender. I haven't seen him pour a drink yet, but you know what I mean? He's just there.
I get
Plays
you.
that piano. They have karaoke, It's fun. Everybody's just there.
Everybody's just there. You've become a bit of an Instagram celebrity. You got millions of followers, and they really racked up during this pandemic. What's your secret to good social media? Was that by design or by accident?
Pure accident. I had never even been on the internet. I was doing a series last year, about 2 years ago, called The Cool Kids. And Tess Sanchez, who was head of the whole deal, the Fox casting, everything at the time, kept saying, I'd say something funny, and then her and all her girls would say, post it. And I didn't know what they were talking about. I thought they meant those yellow Post-its.
Sure.
I'm not making a joke. I had no idea. And then they said, you're not on Instagram? I said, I don't. I said, I do Facebook, but somebody does it for me. I don't know how to do all that. They said, you've got to get on Instagram. Well, within a week or so, I had like 80,000 followers. And I thought, no, I had 20,000 first. I'm jumping ahead.
What were you posting like initially?
Well, just, whatever came into my mind. I'd just tell a story, or I'd say, oh, y'all never believe what happened to me. And, I'd make stuff up. So I just told stuff.
So it became a creative outlet. Okay.
I make up. And then Megan Mullally, my friend from Will and Grace, reposted, and boom, 80,000 followers. I thought, wow. And then I don't know what happened. I went home to Tennessee and the lockdown happened. I'm sitting with my mother, who's a character, Mama and the twins. I have identical twin sisters who are, I'm 65, they're 62. None of us have really left home. I mean, I'm out here kind of every once in a while, but we just all are there in Tennessee. And I would write funny things every day about my family and this and that. And my friend called from California. He said, honey, you've gone viral. And I said, no, I'm fine. I don't have COVID. I'm sitting in Tennessee. I thought he meant I've gone.
That's awesome.
I said, no, I'm fine. And it just every day climbed. I have no idea how that works. I have 5.6 million.
Look at that. That's amazing. You're a phenomenon.
Well, I posted 2 a day for 80 days, and now it's just searching for, content.
So now do you feel pressure now?
Well, a little bit, because I think, I hadn't posted a day or 2.
Yeah.
But, I tell you the secret, though, and I didn't know this. Here's the secret to Instagram, I think, for me. Early on, I said, I'm not going to post anything about religion, politics, and I'm not going to push a product. Now, listen, I'd be rich if I hadn't gone with that third one.
Yeah, exactly. That third one you may want to reconsider.
Yeah, you can back out of that.
The first 2 I totally agree with you on, but the third one, there's nothing wrong with that.
But people, I just want to give you a laugh. I want to get you to forget, because, when all the Black Lives Matter, all this was happening, all my friends were calling and said, you need to take a stand. You should speak. I said, you know what? I first of all, I need to listen right now, because I wouldn't know. And so I got Deisha Dyer, this friend of mine. She's a Black girl. She went to Harvard. She's smart. I mean, she's smart. I said, Deisha, take over my platform for a day, and you talk and we'll all listen. So I got out of that one that way, but I don't express. First of all, I don't know anything, about anything.
Sure. Hey, you and I both. We're on the same page right there. I respect that. This was cool. Tell me if this is true. You were an athlete back in the day. Were you really a professional jockey?
Well, I say that. I rode probably 4 races. I started out right below in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where I grew up, was a thoroughbred breeding farm down in Georgia that I had no idea. I went down there to try to get a job because I rode my whole life. I got my first pony when I was about 4. I rode a lot. And so I went down there to see if I could get a job exercising the horses, in the mornings, just galloping them around and around the track. And it was owned by this guy named Horatio Luro, who turns out one of the top trainers in the country. He was an Argentinian who married this Southern Belle, and they had this. It's a long story, too long to just tell here.
Sounds very romantic.
He won the Kentucky Derby with Decidedly in 62. That was his time. Well, he was 83 when I went to work for him. So I was his exercise rider, for years and years. And then I thought maybe I could ride in the races, but I was too fat.
No, that's the thing. I got a lot of respect for jockeys. It gets really tough. They weigh you in. You have to be so incredibly strong and have that strong core, and then they weigh you in. It's like cutting weight like a fighter. What was the weight back then when you were riding? Because I'm sure it's even gone down.
If you wanted to encourage trainers to ride, horses are assigned weights. It's handicapped. If I was going to handicap a race, I'd want all 12 horses to come across the finish line nose to nose. So they'll handicap it according to number of races won, age of the horse, sex of the horse, all this. And then they weigh the jockey, and whatever's left, they put saddle weights in. So if the jockey's too fat to make the weight, you need to weigh probably around 104. And see, when you're very first starting out, you're called a bug boy, a bug rider. I don't know where that came from, but you're allowed to subtract 10 pounds. So that encourages them to ride me instead of, some big jockey who has a lot of experience because they can get that weight off. But anyway, I couldn't do it. I couldn't get down. I mean, even back then, I have no idea what I'm now. I'm like a beach ball with arms now. but back then, I was probably 100 and maybe 19 or so. You have to get down to 104, about right in there, 104, 108.
Yeah.
Whew, tiny. So most jockeys are short like me, but they're tiny boned.
Yeah, I know all about cutting weight. It is incredibly, incredibly tough. Well, that's impressive. So just, is there a way you can quickly tell me, how'd you transition from horses in that world and horse racing to acting?
I came home, I was 27 years old, and I thought, I can't do this. I can't keep riding these horses every morning for the rest of my life. So I came home, I was 27, and I went down to the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And I thought, what am I going to do? I just went and wandered around. I thought, well, maybe I'll be a journalist. So I went to the journalism school and they said, Mr. Jordan, you have to get your electives out of the way. So you need to take an arts elective. And this girl whispered to me, take intro to theater. It's an easy A.
She's right. And that's how it started.
I walked in and we did improv. Now, I've always been funny, but that was to keep the bullies at bay, you know. When you're playing dodgeball and they're hollering, smear the queer, I could get everybody to laugh and they'd leave me alone.
Smart. Wit take you a long way. You know, do you happen to know Dennis Haskins?
Yes, he's a Chattanooga boy.
He's a Chattanooga boy, because I figured, you know, how many for the entertainment industry right there. He happens to be good friends with our producer over here.
Yeah. Well, he's actually better friends with Mario because they worked on the same show for a few years. And
y'all worked on that show forever and ever.
We did, but then these guys got tight.
And they used to hang out in their free time looking at puppies at the mall.
So
we both went to the same high school.
Oh,
we went to the same high school. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
We sure
cool
did.
Alumni right there. Look at that. That's great. Good.
I think he's older
than
me, though. Maybe I'm older than him. No, I think he might be older than me.
He might be. I'm sure.
65. I don't know.
He's got to be around that neighborhood.
He's right I think he's 100.
He definitely weighs more. I'm gonna tell you that. All right. Before I let you go here, Leslie, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Quick questions, quick answers. Okay.
Okay.
Favorite show that you binged this past year?
Oh my gosh, the murder program, 48 Hours. It's a murder program. I just love true murders. Yes. I always know who did it.
Okay. Go-to karaoke song.
It's crazy. That one, Midnight Rider by the Allman Brothers.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Who was your celebrity crush growing up?
Probably you. No.
Well, no one really knows Mario's age, so that is possible.
No,
I'll take that answer.
My celebrity crush growing up was Lee Majors. He was on a TV show called the Big Valley. He was Heath in the Big Valley.
Was he in the Big Valley? Because I remember the Bonanza in the Big Valley. I just remember because my era, I remember the Fall Guy and
way before then. I'm pretty sure. I may be wrong, but I think he was Heath. The young and Barbara Stanwyck was
Barbara Stanwyck, yeah. Is that the one Linda Evans was in too?
Yes.
Linda, yeah, I love those shows. Who's your favorite person to follow on Instagram?
Oh gosh, I can't remember his name. He's so funny. Oh gosh, I don't know. I can't remember his name. No, I am something, and he's hilarious. I just scream. I stumbled across it. He's a black kid. He's so funny. I just scream. I can't remember.
It's okay. That's all right. Do you do New Year's resolutions?
This year I didn't. And the reason I didn't was I sat down and I thought, my gosh, you know what? I've done everything I set out to do. Everything. Been on Broadway, done this, done that, done that. So everything's gravy from here on out. So my New Year's resolution is I want to get out of the house.
I like that.
Just get out of the house.
Keep the goals attainable. I love it. Well, such a pleasure to hang out and talk with you, Leslie.
Well, thank you. Have me back anytime. I'm circling the block. So,
okay. Sounds well. Hopefully.
Is he available? I'm circling the block.
Hopefully we'll get to see you in person soon.
You have our Zoom link. Just chime in anytime.
Yes. All right. Well, Leslie, again, a big thank you. Wrapping up with Leslie Jordan from Fox's Call Me Cat. Mario Lopez here. Thursdays on Fox. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.
On with Mario Lopez.